Hi, I'm Laura with Embodied Style. Let's do a morning kind of meditative Gua Sha routine. It can be a really important part of your self-care ritual, taking 10 minutes or less in the morning to check in with yourself. So I clip my hair back and I grab my favorite oil, really any oil that your skin seems to react to well, and get yourself oiled up to give you some nice slips. You're not dragging on your skin. So nice. So I always start with loosening up the chest because you're going to be draining a lot of lymph from your face and your head. So you want to have your lymphatic system open. So I'm just massaging this chest muscle. This feels so good, especially if you've done like a bench press workout. Opening this up, opening up your heart, being ready to receive this gift that you are giving to yourself. And then I take my fingertips right above my collarbone. I pump this area to get that lymphatic system draining. Now this routine is a combination of, I've been doing face yoga for a couple of years. I've done a couple of classes and a lot of face massage. I'll put links to some of my favorite people below. But really what I get excited about is the energy of it, the energetics. If it was just kind of mechanical and routine, I found I would lose interest after a while. But if you're really doing this as a way to alchemize different energies within you, it becomes transformative and not just something on your to-do list that you need to do. So definitely check out Yasmin's video, Know Your Face Before You Changed It. A lot of this is very specifically inspired by that, and it's a much longer, more in-depth routine. So I grabbed my Gua Sha. I'm not an expert in, I didn't invest in a nice crystal. I'm sure that that would really elevate the experience. This is just a cheap Amazon one. It's an amethyst. And I'm taking this longer edge here and I'm placing this right under my chin. So my chin's sitting in that groove, holding the skin here for some stability. And I start sculpting the jaw, and you can wiggle this right on that masseter muscle. Ooh, so much tension here, ladies. And then go down this muscle here and just gently guide that down. So I'm pressing a little bit harder on my jaw, a little harder on my masseter, but then super gentle here. This is more to just guide the lymph down. Now your jaw has to do with the energy of your place in the world, of taking up space, of your boundaries, of your sense of who you are. So this is what I'm focusing on, switching sides, when I am doing this area. And I might be thinking about things that are coming up in my day where I want to have a sense of myself and not be falling into other people's energies or in training to their beliefs. So I feel like something rising in the pit of my gut when I do this, when I work with this area. And then I shift to, I take the long edge and I've got it not quite 90 degrees. It's angled a bit, holding my chin, and I'm guiding this area up. Now this lower half of the face, I focus on any sense of disappointment I felt, any sense of the world needs to be a certain way, people need to be behaving a certain way, why are they not living up to their potential, and letting go of that sense of attachment and control to the way I think things should be. And I switch sides. And lifting this area, I don't need to take on the burdens of the world. I don't need to fix things for other people. Lifting, releasing, maybe a little wiggle by the ear on that muscle. That feels so good. And similar to that energy is this nasal labial area. This disappointment starts to like draw all this down. So I'm gently holding right above my lip here. And I like to do a few kind of scoops here to like really encourage this area to lift. Any lymph that's been pooling in this area, lift, and then glide it all up above the ear and do a little wiggle. Again, I feel that sense of like heaviness of over responsibility collected here, and I'm releasing all of that. Switching sides. You can sit in any area as long as you want to, as long as it feels good, like you're just practicing letting your intuition guide you. Lifting. It feels so good. And at any point, you can take a minute. If you're starting to move a lot of lymph here, so just guide it downwards, outward, and then down to this area that you opened up. Now we're going to get into sculpting the cheeks. So we're going to take that bottom edges on the bottom again, and we're going to basically let our cheekbones sit right in this groove. You know, everybody's cheeks are so different, so this is going to be a different experience for you, which is the point. I'm pressing fairly, like I'm getting blood flow here. I'm getting pink because I'm pressing enough. I'm not digging in, but there's some resistance here, but then I get lighter as I go out and just gently release. Your cheeks have to do with your ancestry. You're all the people, the women that have come before you. And so here in this area, I'm thanking the women for being part of their legacy. I'm also releasing any patterns of my ancestry, any belief systems that it's time to alchemize through me, time for me to be the change. So this is gratitude for those who have come before me, but ready to release patterns. That nice little cheekbone definition and lift. And then I move on to the eyes. Ooh, so I've got my finger just to the bridge of my nose, very gentle. I'm using this flat and I'm guiding all this collected liquid here out and up. This is where I start to see my, anytime that I'm over giving, over prioritizing things other than my health, my well-being, my peace, my joy, I start to see it here. I am doing too much. And now I'm moving in whatever that need I'm trying to fill by over giving and not prioritizing myself. I'm moving that out. We can release that. So gentle. And then the brow, so I'm still holding that longer end at the bottom. I'm gonna have it sit right in my brow bone. I'm gonna hold on to my third eye here. And we're gonna sculpt the brow bone. Again, it's gonna be a very different shape for everyone. Look how mine goes up and then down, and then I lift at the edge. Very gentle here because you're right on your temple. The brow has to do with discernment, kind of your judging, evaluating the world, and that's an important skill to see things clearly, but we can also get really heavy in our judgments and lose our sense of curiosity and openness to what is actually happening when we get too heavy in the brow. So I'm releasing that. I'm, encouraging my perspective, my neutral perspective, and my curiosity, but also some discernment. It's a balance. And then the forehead, oh man, this is where I get that energy of, what do you need? The looking outward energy. And when I release this area, I'm giving myself permission to pull my energy back inwards and not be like, what do you need? So I feel like, especially right here, I tend to do it here. And this is where I'm getting some wrinkles here. And I feel like that's so interesting that that's where my face is telling me to let go of that. And it's funny how wrinkles have different energies. I love crow's feet. I love the wrinkles you get from smiling because I feel like they're telling a story of joy. That one I just intuitively know is a message for me about letting go of pushing my energy outward all the time. And then I give a little little wiggle at the top here at the scalp. So now you could do any one of these for longer. At this point, I usually want to take all that lymph that we've collected and very intentionally move it out and down, and then releasing or alchemizing everything that just came up. And it's slightly different every morning. The areas that I feel like I want to spend more time on are different. So it's a beautiful way to tune into yourself in the beginning of the day and or at the end of the day to kind of release your day. So good. And you can even take their ring fingers because they're gentle. And again, encourage that fluid. Yasmin does a figure 8, and that feels really good too. Love that. And then if I have time, I'll take the hair clip out. I'll get my fingers up under my hair and in my scalp. And this feels so loving. Just massage your scalp, release the fascia, release the sense of control and rigidness, and just let it all go. Let it all go. The sense of needing to hold it together. It's this loving action, relaxing the shoulders, not pushing the head forward as you do this. And then if I have extra time, oh, these muscles here, your traps, your neck, you can gently place a hand, the opposite hand here. And this really takes some tuning in to what actually feels good here. If I do this angle, I feel this area open. If I lift my chin and kind of fish around with my chin, now I'm feeling that whole web of my fascia release. I'm just aware of how tight all this has been. And I can sit on the couch at night if we're actually watching something and just, oof, experiment with releasing that area. I would recommend you search for a whole video on releasing your traps and your neck, because ladies, do we get tight here? Oh my goodness. Releasing, so loving. And then I just take a moment to just witness what's come up, what I'm feeling, just be the observer. Take a few deep breaths before I march into my day, but I come into it with ease. I come into it with love for myself. Thank you for joining me with this. I hope you enjoyed it. I would love to hear how this makes you feel.